This plastic canvas is 42 centimeters by 22 centimeters. So we're going to begin by working upwards. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to be working this way, upwards. Start from the second grid. I'm using 2 strands of yarn because it's the cord I'm using is a bit thin, so I just thought to double the strands to make it a bit thicker. Continue working upwards until you get to the end. Now to begin the next row, remember we had counted 4 grids. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are going to count the next 4 grid for the next row, beginning with the 4th grid. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are going to do the same pattern and work upwards. So pass your yarn through. This is the second grid. 1, 2. Like that. And then through the second 2. Like that. Then from the bottom into the third. 1, 2, 3. Keep aligning there and make sure everything is nice and neat. Work your way up. The next pattern is going to be 7 by 7 squares. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, beginning with the last grid you worked on, and then 7 upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is your first square. Then from the 7th grid, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your second square. So keep making 7 by 7 squares and work your way upwards. I skipped one. Through there. I did a total of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 squares, and at the end I had 3 grids left. So this is how you finish it off. It's just the same pattern as this one, just a bit smaller. Now to begin the next one, we are going to do a repeat of this here, and that will be that means we'll be halfway through our work. Now this is what you do. Remember, we were counting 4 for grids for this one, so you begin counting from this, the last grid you worked on, so that we don't have spaces in between our work. Count 1 2 3 4, then make a line followed by 1 2 3 4, make another guiding line. You can either mark it or just count as you go. Okay, we have 1 2 3 4, so pass your yarn through the second grid from the bottom, and then secure a piece of it at the back, and then back in 1 2, through the third one, and the third one, 1 2 3, then the fourth, so work your way up until you get to the end, and then I'll show you what to do next. Now we are halfway there, and this project is a repeat of these two patterns, this one and the square. So this is half of our work, and we are going to repeat the same thing we've done here on the remaining space. This is what I mean. So we're going to start by doing this pattern here. So count 4 grids, beginning with the last grid you worked on. 1 2 3 4, and then mark. Mark there, and you're going to work upwards, and then do the next one, this one, which is going to cover the next 4 grids, beginning with this will be the last grid you'll work on. So 1 2 3 4, up to there, then followed by the square, which is let's confirm 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So from here count 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then mark. So it's 7 across and 7 upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That will be your first square, that one. So make sure they all align. Your next square you'll count from the last grid you worked on, the last grids. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then mark there. Or the other thing you can do is just make sure they align with the last grids, with the last pattern you did. And then you'll finish it off with 2 of these, one there and the next one there, and that will be the end of this part. And the next part we'll work on is the side parts, and then we'll join the parts together to complete our bag. I hope that makes sense. This right here is the biggest part of our bag. Now let's do the side parts. The measurements are 5.5 centimeters by 13 centimeters. So cut out your plastic canvas and grab your yarn. Let's begin. So we're going to do the same pattern we did here. Start with this pattern here. So we're gonna count 4 grids. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So pass your yarn through the bottom. And hold a piece of yarn at the back to make it secure, and into this grid. It's much easier if you just observe what I do. And make sure you fix your yarn as you go, just to make sure that your work is neat. And we are working with 2 strands, just be patient. If you have a bigger size of yarn, the better. So we're using 2 strands just to make sure that it covers the grids better. Into the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from here we're going to work our way up. Next, we're going to work on this grid here, and the next one I'll show you. So we're going to work on this one and this one. So pass your needle from the bottom, and then in there to the top, and then on the next one on the bottom, and then back there. So this is how the pattern is gonna come out. So keep going. That's it. I'm gonna secure the rest at the back here. And then get a lighter. That's it. So get a fresh piece of yarn and just repeat the steps that we've done so far. From here, count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll work this one on this, into this grid and this grid. So do that for this part and for the next, for the other piece. This is the final part. So do the same for the other part. And then we are gonna get a lining, attach a lining to the bag. I will be using this material for the lining. So first I'm gonna trace it out and then cut. I'm going to pin this all around, and then I'll get a needle and thread and attach it to the bag using just a needle and thread. This is just to ensure that it's staying in place while you're hand sewing it around. Then fold this other end. Now, before attaching the lining, we need to make sure that the bag locks are in place. So the different kind of locks you can use. So if you're using the magnetic ones, they look like this, and you need to attach them before you attach the lining so that the hooks are not showing on the other side. I'm going to attach mine right here. And then get something hard to bend the hooks. Like that. Do the same for this other side. So it's a bit showing, so we are putting it first, so when we attach our lining it's not showing anymore. So attach that first, and then I'm going to start sewing all around, and then before sewing around here I'm going to attach this other part before I finish, and I'll show you how to do that. So get your needle and thread and just use it to sew all around. Now I have all my lining attached. The next thing we are going to do is start assembling the bag. So this is how it's going to fold. So we're going to start attaching the side parts. The needles that I have, I can't really use them at this point because they're not going to pass through the grids. So instead, I'm just going to bend the tip of my yarn and then try to make it work from there. So I'll bend this and make it pointy. Okay. So all we are going to do is go into both grids twice. So pass the yarn through both grids for the first time and then the second time. And then keep going until you reach here, the point. So make sure the grids are very well aligned. You don't want to miss any because the bag is going to end up a bit crooked. One and two. Like that. And we are doing it twice because as you can see, my thread is not my yarn is not very thick, so we're doing it twice just to make sure that we have a better coverage of the plastic canvas. Attaching the bag is this simple. Yeah, it's this easy, so just keep doing that. Until you get to this end here, then attach the base and then work your way up, and then all around, then get the second piece and attach there, then work down, followed by the base here, and finish by this bit here. And then we're going to cover this part, And then the last thing we are going to do is attach the other part of the bag look, this part right here. I'm going to show you how, and we'll take it from there. So keep working. I'll meet you when you have all the parts attached. If you don't know how to do this, you can slow this video down or pause it, or you can check my channel. I have other videos on other bags, and assembling it is just the same. So you can also check them out for reference. All the bag locks are in place. Now let's finish this other part. Do the same for the other part. Like that. It's nice and neat. Then we're gonna fold the upper part. But since the material is a bit bigger, I'm going to trim it a little bit. If you've got pins, then you need to pin it in place so it doesn't move. like that. Try and make it as neat as possible, then do it all the way around up to here, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, this part is all done now. The next thing I'm going to do is attaching the rings on the sides. That is where the chain is gonna go. So the rings that I have can open, so we're just gonna find a way to attach it in one of the grids on the sides. You need to be just a bit patient for this part. Find the grid and pass your ring through, and make sure it's also going to pass through the other side. Be gentle. You don't want the plastic grids to snap, so like that. Then get the next one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Third one. 1, 2, 3. Like that. We're going to attach the chain on the sides, and then the last thing I'm going to do is make another handle, crochet a handle that I'm going to attach on top here. To make the handle, I'm going to start by making a magic ring, and I'll be using a 3mm crochet hook. So make a magic ring, grab the yarn and chain 1, and then we're going to make 8 single crochets into the magic ring. Grab the yarn and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You can confirm we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to pull this end, pull it tight. And you're going to end up with a circle like this. And then the next step, without joining the two parts together with a slip knot, we're going to make single crochet into the back loop, 8 single crochets all around into the back loop only. Now the back loop is the loop that is farthest from you, not this one, but that one. That is the back loop. So make 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's important to count as you go because as you can see it's gonna start to fold inwards, so count as you go so you can keep track of the stitches that you're making. For the next one, we've got the back loop, the loop wrapping around it, and then 1, 2, and 3. You make a stitch into the first one. All right, so again, back loop, the loop wrapping around it, and then 1, 2, 3. So into the first one you make a single crochet, back loop, the loop wrapping around it, 1, 2, 3. You make a single crochet into that one, back loop, wrapping around it, 1, 2, 3. After making a few rounds, you're just going to see which loop to work on because it's going to be like popping on at the top because the rest of the loops are going to fold inwards. Back loop, the loop wrapping around it, and then 1, 2, and 3. So into the first one. And then that is what you do all around until you get to the size that you want, the length. You know you're doing a good job if you see the spirals popping. So as you continue, your work is gonna look more clearer. And you just need to find that small loop in the middle of the spirals. That's 1, that's 2, so there's a loop in the middle here. I don't know how to make it more clear, but yeah, there's 1, 2, and then in the middle there's a loop hanging, and it's the only one there because we've used the rest inside the spirals. Yeah, we've already worked on the rest, so it's the only loop in the middle there. This is going to get easier as you go along because you kind of get a hang of it, and with much practice you can do it. If you don't see your project bringing the shape that you want, just undo it and start again. It doesn't have to try several times before you get it. Now when you get your desired length, I have approximately around 9 inches. You're going to get your darning needle, and then I'll show you how to seal it off. Pass your needle through the back loops of each stitch that you made. And then pull. Make sure it's tight. That's it. That's it. And then to attach it on the bag, I used the same kind of rings that I used on the sides. So just get them and attach them at the top or wherever you want them to be. And then this is how you're gonna attach the handle, because the rings can open. See, the rings can open, so open on one side, and on the other side just pass the handle. Make sure it goes all the way around. That's it. And then do the same for this other side. This is what the bag looks like at the end. Very beautiful. Now the only thing remaining is attaching a chain on the sides, which is not very hard to do. If this video was helpful, don't forget to share it with your friends and family. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'll see you in my next one. Happy crafting!